Hello Blazers, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian. Hi guys, doing today? Welcome to a brand new video, and in today's video guys, I'm in a new location. Right now guys, actually we're in the beautiful little town of Novi Sad, Serbia. Yes guys, I'm here in Serbia for a little bit, just traveling around, doing stuff, and in today's video guys, I decided to do a little Instagram Q&A. Basically what I did is that I went on my Instagram and asked you guys to ask me any personal questions or questions about Russia, and I'm gonna be responding to the best ones in this video. Also, we're going to be biking around because it turns out that Novi Sad, Serbia is a very friendly city to bike. Pretty much everywhere you look, you know, there's bike parking, there's bike lanes everywhere. It's overall very bike friendly. It's like, you know, the Eastern European version of Amsterdam or something. So yeah, we're gonna be biking around, so we're gonna be answering you guys questions, and if you want your questions to be in the next video that I do, make sure to follow my Instagram and be on the lookout for the next time I do this. Alright guys, I'm off. Have you seen SNEAKO's reaction to your video, and if so, are you going to respond to it? Yes, I have actually, guys. If you're not aware, recently I made a video on SNEAKO, the legendary YouTuber. I made a reaction to his Russia-Ukraine takes. Yes, guys. Apart from being, you know, a manosphere red pill genius, SNEAKO is also a political analyst like myself, and he loves Putin, and he's very, very Z. I made a video about it, basically trashing him, saying that his takes are uninformed and he doesn't know anything about Russia and Ukraine. And SNEAKO actually made a reaction to me.
Oh, but Ukraine, this is good. They're not gonna lie now.
And basically in that stream, SNEAKO did say that he would like to have some sort of discussion or debate with me or something. The thing is, guys, well, to be honest, I do a lot of self-censorship on this channel because I'm a Russian citizen, and in order for me to like properly debate about Ukraine with SNEAKO or whatever, I'm gonna have to say a lot of things that would literally put me like in prison. So I don't really know if I want to do like a full debate with SNEAKO just on that topic. However, to be quite honest, even though SNEAKO, I don't find a lot of his opinions agreeable at all, but I do think he's an entertaining guy, and a guy who I actually believe I share a lot in common with, and people are gonna subscribe after that phrase, but I would like to talk to him and just describe his like entire red pill transformation and like what his end goal is, and you know, touch a little bit on politics as well. But I just want to be completely honest, if we're talking about debates in like Ukraine, you know, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. Big trouble, and I do not want to be in big trouble. So SNEAKO, if you're watching this, and you probably are because all the call outs go straight to you and you watch them all, let's have a conversation. I think it could be potentially very entertaining, so let's have a little date. Alright, first question to start off with, because this is probably going to be the clickbait for this video, but I've been asked to do a tour of my tattoos. This is the first one I want to get into, which is like my most controversial tattoo right here. It's a bit of a piece that I came up with myself, and here you have, it's one of the Kremlin buildings. This is like one of the Stalinist skyscrapers in Moscow, and there's like the head of a Lenin statue that's been removed, which is like, you know, his eyes are covered, and it's like kind of hanging off of these buildings. The idea of this tattoo is basically like so representing my Russian / post-Soviet heritage, but also at the same time kind of showing people that I don't care for, like, you know, dictators and everything, and you know, all these people that have been basically, you know, neglecting my people's freedoms and, you know, rights for like self-expression for basically a century at this point, right? So it's basically like, yeah, I'm Russian, you know, I respect my heritage, I respect my history, but also it represents like the sort of struggle for freedom and how, you know, we should be like down with all these dictators and everything. That's really all there is to it. I am a little bit anxious about this tattoo sometimes because I think that people are gonna look at it and think I'm like, you know, a hardcore like Soviet sympathizer or something, but no, like the whole point of this is that I don't care for like these ideologies and these dictators that you know, play with our people's lives. Here I have like a barbed wire, which is the first one that I got, which also symbolized like me being tied down to, like, you know, where I come from, and you know, me being restricted in my speech to some degree. Very, very deep, you guys. Here I have a license plate. Actually, it's like a tribute to Need for Speed Underground, which is like the first game that I've ever played in my life, and one of my favorite games, one of my most formative games. And I also got an MF Doom tattoo right here, one of my favorite artists, rappers. This one right here is a bunch of knives. Essentially, this tattoo has like no meaning, to be honest. I don't know. I really don't know what I was thinking.
Because you are dead inside.
Yeah, because I'm dead inside, basically, yeah. Also, I got this like a fallen angel or whatever the fuck. And also this one I got also somewhere from the internet. It's basically like, you know, death hanging over the earth. And it's basically, you know, long story short, you know, the meaning is the world is fucked, and you know, it's all, you know, we're all doomed. Basically what I said in my last video. And it's like my favorite one I've got. At the end of the day, I think tattoos are your personal business and other people don't have to like it. So if you think my tattoos are cringe, I'm completely fine with it. But yes, guys, now you know why I have a Lenin tattoo on my arm. So yeah, I'm a character for sure. Have Western YouTubers stopped wanting to be friends with you ever since the boop began? I just read what he wrote, you know. Actually, not really. I've gotten a lot of compassion from a lot of YouTubers in DMs and in comments. Actually, a lot of people I didn't expect, you know, to get stuff from. For example, Life of Boris. He's a guy who actually, you know, talks shit about a few years back. But for example, he even left a comment on my video saying, you know, good luck, brother, and everything. And I've gotten tons of DMs from like everybody, you know, a ton of people from America, Europe DM me, you know, saying, bro, you know, how can I help you out and stuff. So it was actually really wholesome, and I kind of felt like, you know, the YouTube community still remembers who I am, even though I like broke away from that commentary stuff. Yeah, no, there was not a single YouTuber who like messaged me saying, fuck you, you're Russian. I'm like, I'm gonna make a video shitting on you. That's actually not the case. My YouTube acquaintances have been actually very nice. So thank you guys. Serbian cats are not like Turkish cats at all. They're scared of people. And by the way, guys, check out these commie blocks. Absolutely beautiful. It's kind of crazy to me that in this city there's both epic Gothic Catholic churches and also this. Eastern Europe is kind of goated, what can I say? I mean, just look at this and notice how many people are actually on bicycles in this city. This is what happens when a city actually has like decent, you know, infrastructure for bikes and everything. And like Russia can't afford to do this because like in Russia we also have the widest streets ever because it's, you know, all Soviets. So this is very much possible, but in Russia, essentially, if you're driving a bike, you're a second-class citizen. Especially if you're like in Chelyabinsk, you know, any city in rural Russia, basically. So this is very, very nice. So Daft asks, where do you see yourself in 1, 5 or 10 years? And a graveyard doesn't count. you know me too well, my guy. As a Russian who's in a very peculiar situation right now, in 1 year, hopefully I see myself hopefully living in a country that gives me some sort of residency. So hopefully my legal status, you know, won't be that of a tourist everywhere. And hopefully I will have actually a place where I will have certain rights. In 5 years, I guess I would like to, well, you know, my biggest dream, honestly, is to, you know, sort of be citizen of the world and actually be able to travel everywhere, to travel to like Europe and America and everything. It's been my dream ever since I was a kid, and you know, that's very much still a thing. Hopefully financially stable. I don't know if in 5 years I'm going to be able to afford an apartment, especially what is going on in the economy right now with all the inflation and everything. So I really don't know, but hopefully not homeless, and hopefully somewhere where I can lead, you know, a decent life, where I won't have to, you know, worry for my ass. And in 10 years, well, you know, my plans are very they're very small. Just become a Grammy-winning multi-platinum artist. Nothing too crazy, you know. I don't know, I just want to grow my personal brand, and in 10 years, hopefully, you know, I actually would like to have a kid, I think. My cameraman is amazed to hear that. But actually this ties in into another question that I wanted to answer. Does the current state of Russia affect your view on having kids? It does, but in a weird sense, in the sense that I pretty much made a vow to myself. I do not want my kids to be a citizen of Russia, or I do not want my kid to be only a citizen of Russia, you know, because it's a passport that doesn't give you the best opportunities in life. Let's just put it that way. I do not want my child to have to go through the same shit that I'm having to go through right now. So I think I would only like really like to have a kid once I've ascended and I've become a citizen of a country that is you know, has a good passport and everything. So my view on having kids is just that I want to postpone it until the time is right. Very, very nice, guys. The city is a vibe. Biking around here is fucking sick. Best biking experience I've probably had in my sorry life. And I know you guys are gonna be typing in the comments, ooh, I'm from Netherlands, Amsterdam.
Let's go.
I know you're white. I get it. Let us poor Eastern Europeans, you know, marvel at the amenities that you guys have and stuff that you guys think is completely regular. And my ass is wet. Sorry, guys, I'm like sweating bullets, actually. How am I outside in Serbia right now with my ass being wet? I cannot be seen like this as a Russian male in the streets here, you know? It's a little bit emasculating. Alright guys, here we are, new location. Now we're in front of some commie blocks. Here in a pedestrian area that's completely parked up by cars, you know, I feel completely at home right now. That being said though, speaking of communism, here we have this question asking me, do you think a decommunization of Russia would be a necessary measure in the future, and why? Here's the thing, in Russia I believe we need a decommunization in the literal sense, where we get rid of like Soviet boomer shit, okay, to put it short, which is like half of the laws, half of the governmental structures, and I'm not gonna name them because once again, you know, if I speak I'm in big trouble, and I do not want to be in big trouble, but decommunization is actually, you know, a well-spread practice in post-Soviet countries like the Baltic countries, Georgia, Ukraine, etc. And a lot of these countries have done a little decommunization where, you know, they remove like communist statues and, you know, Soviet insignias from everywhere, but also they have been decommunism in a literal sense, because they actually became, you know, democratic. Here's the thing, for a lot of post-Soviet states, you know, the USSR and Russia represents a sort of a era of tyranny and colonialism in a sense, where you could say Russia sort of occupying these areas. And in my opinion, at least, you know, from the way I see it, we Russians don't really look at like Soviet symbolism and like Soviet icons or whatever as something we want to remove necessarily, because I don't know, we're like so used to it, and our very, you know, being at this point is so post-Soviet that, you know, walking around and seeing Soviet, you know, icons, the coats of arms everywhere is like second nature. And personally, I don't know why, but I kind of like the Soviet aesthetic and all of that stuff, all of the crazy buildings and crazy monuments and everything. And I guess we sort of embrace it as part of our past. And in a sense, the Russian look at it is that we don't think of it as something that was imposed on us, and kind of, because we were like kind of the epicenter of it, I guess, and where it all came from. So yeah, I don't really care personally for removing Soviet symbols from like buildings or something, but I do think we need to stop being like we are right now, you know, like Russia needs a change, because, you know, I'm fully convinced that the Soviet Union actually never stopped existing, and that Russia is just the Soviet Union that changed its name and a bunch of, you know, states broke away from it. That's really how it is, and it isn't particularly great. This next question is asking me what I think about Serbia in terms of the Russo-Ukrainian war. This is my second time in Serbia now, and personally I really enjoy Serbia. I think it's, you know, the people here are really nice, hospitable and everything, and it's, you know, Novi Sad, you know, is very chill, and I've been always fascinated by Serbia because it's like, it's a sort of mix of like the old European, like historical stuff and aesthetic, and also like, you know, the Soviet comic blocks and Yugoslavian brutalist architecture and everything. I think it's an awesome mix. And yeah, Serbia is a country that, you know, historically has always liked Russia and Russians, and, you know, it's actually, especially with the current state of the world, right? It is sort of refreshing to be in a country that not only doesn't judge you, but perceives you positively, like, in the first place. It's actually a little bit weird, especially for a Russian with my views. Here's the thing, you know, Serbia, just like pretty much any country in the world, is not a monolith with what people think. And from what it seems like, first of all, I got a lot of fans here. I get recognized here all the time. I already got like recognized like 5 times before I even, you know, started filming this video today. And it's like 2 p.m. So I think Serbia is overall sort of split on Russia, and I don't want to speak for the people here, but there's a good chunk of people here, and in my experience, it's like younger people, Zoomers, who essentially don't care for Russia that much, and, you know, they're more sided with the EU and basically Ukraine. And there is a huge amount of people in Serbia that support Russia, that support Putin. You can even buy like Putin magnets in souvenir stores in Belgrade. I've seen it myself. And I think the historical reasons for that are pretty simple. First of all, Serbia and Russia in general have had a historical connection through centuries at this point, and Russia as a country has never really done any bad for Serbia, as far as I understand. And people here appreciate Russians overall and think of them as like a brotherly nation. And also another part of it is also the attacks by NATO on Serbia. Basically, I do understand why these people feel that way. These people see Putin and Russia as the sort of a warrior that fights against like the hegemony of NATO and America in the world. And since a lot of Serbs have went through these bombings, you know, the sanctions and everything, a lot of people see like America and NATO as a definite enemy of Serbia. So to them, Russia is like an example of somebody that, you know, is finally standing up or whatever. And once again, I don't want to shit on these people and, you know, tell them they're wrong. But personally, I just think, you know, even if you oppose NATO, I don't think it's necessarily a reason to praise Putin and what is happening right now, especially because I don't think a lot of Serbians realize how Russia is really like a dictatorship and how it makes Russians' lives a lot worse actually as well. So yeah, in general, you know, to put it short, I'm sort of split on this issue and I really don't know how to feel about it. And again, for me, as a Russian, it's really weird because people like me here, but my views are not that of a typical Russian, I guess. So it's a little bit weird. But in general, overall, I like Serbia. I think it's a great country, beautiful country with beautiful, you know, hospitable people. But yeah, again, this country is not like a hive mind, and not everybody here has the exact same opinions. And, you know, I just try to respect people's experience and respect their stances, even if I disagree with it. And especially, you know, considering that I'm a foreigner here, it's just like pretty much any country in the world. I don't come to any country with the idea of lecturing the people who live here about what they should think, what they should feel about certain issues. So yeah, it's a bit of a difficult and touchy subject, but overall Serbia is a lot of fun.
A few moments later.
Just saw somebody with a Z t-shirt. Day ruined. Have you ever abandoned friends because of their political beliefs? Yeah, I guess I definitely have, but although like if you're asking me if I've had any friends that suddenly became like super Z and like started like, you know, super patriotically supporting Russia after everything started, no, not really. It's not like I actively sought it or something, but it just so happened that the people that I, you know, became friends with and, you know, actually started talking to always in Russia, and people that I formed long-lasting friendships with, they never ended up being Z. No, I didn't have to really cut any connections. I did unfollow some classmates who posted Zs, but I wouldn't exactly say those people I've had, you know, similar beliefs anyway, so. What motivated you to start making music, and who are your favorite artists? What motivated me, I guess, having nothing to do with my life. Yes guys, if you're not aware, I'm a musician now, I guess. I've put out like 2 songs properly on Spotify, and I'm planning to do more, but I'm in a bit of a creative dump right now. But yeah, as far as my favorite artists, I would say, you know, Kanye, R.I.P. to that beautiful man, because he's dead to me. MF Doom, once again. I like J Dilla, I like Death Grips, Aphex Twin. You know, basically I got the, you know, Fantano fan, you know, Reddit. Not like the other kids, music fan, NPC, archetype, that's me. And yes guys, of course, you know, I'm... О, сзади срач происходит. There you go guys, a bit of a Serbian road rage. But anyway, yeah, also like JPEG Mafia a lot. He's like a big influence for my production. Personally, I think he's the GOAT of the 2020s as far as production goes. So yeah, if you haven't, you know, checked out my shit, you should. But to be honest, you know, the stuff that I have out right now is kind of ass. I have bigger ideas and, you know, bigger things I want to do. Realize, you know, I'm just starting out, I'm just trying out things, and I will get better. But yeah, I just started doing it as a hobby, and I find it to be a very, you know, great way to sort of not only like express yourself and have it as a hobby, but it's also a great way to relax and sort of vent and let out your feelings, and it's really nice. You should try it. Alright gamers, that is gonna be pretty much it for today's video. We had a conversation. We biked around the beautiful city of Novi Sad, and, you know, hopefully enjoyed this video. You know, I tried to shake it up a little bit, make it kind of a vlog or whatever. And I've got to be honest, I'm tired of shit by the end of filming this video, because we had many occasions. But anyways, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to slap the like on it. As well, as you know guys, if you want to support me additionally, once again, go down to the link in the description. Become a YouTube member. It's basically the best way to support me. I can barely speak anymore, so I gotta end this video right now. Thank you guys so much for watching it, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm off. Peace.